ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salam ala Rasulihil Kareem wa ali ushabi ajma'een. Birahmatika ya arhamur rahimin. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our book club. We are almost done with the book. A very interesting book that we chose for the book club was Boy Crisis, and why our young men are going through what they're going through and what we can do about that. So the book is is a very wonderful read. If you guys have not started to read it yet, if you have joined us now, make sure that you go through this book, especially if you have sons. That will greatly benefit you as a parent. So today, inshallah, we'll start with the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. There is a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. He said, "Indeed, each of you is a shepherd, and each of you will be questioned regarding his flock." And he said, "The commander who is in authority over people is responsible, and he will be questioned regarding this responsibility." So what this hadith is telling us, any kind of designation in Islam, any kind of position of authority, whether we are a commander or a father or a mother, it's not only that a position of authority, it is much more than that, is a position of responsibility. The man is responsible over the inhabitants of his house, and he is the one who will be questioned about them. The wife is responsible in her husband's house, and she will be questioned about it. The servant is responsible regarding his master's property, and he will be questioned about it. Indeed, each of you is a shepherd, and each of you will be questioned about his flock. This is the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, which quite summarizes what parenting is all about, what it means to be a mother and a father, what it means to be in a position of authority in any kind of environment, let alone being in position of authority within a family, within a Muslim household. My dear viewers, it's a position of great responsibility. So, and in the lieu of that, we were doing this book. We were focusing on how and what can be done in fulfilling this responsibility as regard to raising our sons, especially in the current environment. So this is the book, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. We have come to almost the conclusion, probably one more episode and we will conclude it. As always, Afreen is here with me. Afreen, assalamu alaikum. And today we are going to discuss what is known as father warriors.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So Afreen was talking to me before the book club, and she was saying this is something that, maybe we should talk about this or talk it out over here. So inshallah we will. So Afreen, what was your point that you wanted to talk about?
Basically, first I want to give the definition of a father warriors that the author is giving here.
Mm-hmm.
He says the word warrior is not added lightly. Mm-hmm. A warrior makes himself aware of the barriers to achieving his purpose. Then rather than focus on what is standing in his way, a warrior focuses on how to get past those barriers.
Wow.
Which is exactly what he'll be teaching his children.
Exactly. So this is very nice. I like this. Warrior is not about he's fighting the barrier. Warrior is about how can I reach my goal and overcome these barriers.
Right.
Wow, this is great.
But Amna, then when I read the chapter, this is how he started, concluded the previous chapter that we were doing, and he started the next chapter, and somehow I'm a little confused about what this chapter is promoting.
Okay.
Like, is it
so far the warrior definition looks good.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So basically, like, what I got out of the chapter was like that in a way he has diluted the roles. That's how I felt, that the mother can be working, and if the boy or the father chooses to stay home and nurture the children and stay with the children, is he saying it's okay? Or
Yeah, he's saying it definitely. Throughout the book, he's saying that. He's saying that, because remember in one of the previous chapters, he was saying that we have made this kind of a socially constructed this role that the father have to work, and the way he's going to show love for his children is that he's working so much that he is showing this love by being away. Remember in one of the things, in the previous, he was saying that, his love is, look, I'm making this much money from you. I am showing my love to you like that, even though I cannot spend time with you, but I'm not able to spend time with you because I'm making so much money for you.
Right.
So exactly, he said that, we have made this into a social construct and said, a good father is the one who makes, who gives you a very comfortable life, or who he earns a lot of money for you. And I think he's kind of challenging that, which I think is the right approach to do. Of course, whatever comforts you can give your children can never make up for you not being there. Right. So he's saying that. But yes, I think looking at today's world, he's kind of being like this, that, because now we have so many women who are career oriented or want to pursue a career. Women are actually, in the beginning, why we started this book, women are studying more. So she says now in the current environment, if now we have a mother who is more like, and the father chooses to maybe do a part-time work or a lighter work. Right. So it should be okay. He's saying that, of course, nobody should be not working.
It's a different thing.
It's a different thing, but yes,
from the cultures that
I know, Afin, I know. But
and even here, not just our culture. The book, he shows so many examples and stories of how people look at a man who is not working, and he's at home taking care of the children, and the wife is actually the main bread earner of the family.
But Afin, if you look at that, maybe we have created this such a concrete kind of thing that if a wife has a better job, or she is, and a man tends to be more with the family to make up for that, we kind of stigmatize it, I think, a little bit too much. Because, not all households are same. Not all situations are same. Maybe a mother is kind of a lady, and the kind of work that she's doing, she needs to be there, right? So maybe then father should step in. But if I really look at the example of Prophet ﷺ and Sayyidah Khadija, so one time I was reading this article that this scholar wrote. He says, would you marry Khadija now? And he says, look, what kind of a stigma we have attached to this kind of a thing, marrying someone who is older, or marrying someone who has the business and the money and you don't. And says, and if you ask a man now, so probably it will be like, look at this man, he's not working, or he just, he's running his wife's business, that kind of a thing. Right. But look at that was okay. So I think this concrete kind of roles that we have created for people, and then if somebody doesn't fit into that, where we stigmatize it, probably he's talking about that. He's saying, as long as, we can work together, and if one parent is like that, the other parent can, so it can be done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then Amna, this paragraph here was good. There he says, moms and dads, checks and balances, a deeper dive. The nurturing instincts of mom and dad are often complementary. Metaphorically, a mom tends to give a fish to someone who is hungry, even if she has to eat less herself.
Yeah.
A dad's nurturing instinct is more prone to be guided by an old adage: give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. I
think, and this is good, because one time I was listening to this story. It's a friend of mine. She's much older than me, but she said something that was very profound. It stuck with me. She said, her son, when he was in college, he's now, mashallah, a very successful man. She said when he was in college, one time what he did was that the money that he used to get from his parents to spend, he spent all of that money, on something. And then for the rest of the 2 weeks of the month that were left, he had no money to eat and all of that, because he had spent. So she said that when I saw that, I was kind of upset with him, that why didn't you stay in your budget? You should not waste money like that. But then, I felt, okay, it's okay. He made a mistake. Why don't we give him more money so he can eat? But she said his father says no. The only way he's going to learn to be, to be responsible with money is that for the next 2 weeks, he has to eat, those ramen,
Noodles.
yes,
Ramen noodles.
ramen noodles, microwavable or something like that. He said that, we're not going to give him any more money. He has to survive like that.
Wow.
Because he was eating out and all of that. So she said that, became a life lesson for him. She said after that, he never wasted any resources. So I said, you know what, this is so true. If I had been in her place, I would have done the same thing.
Right.
I would have worried, oh my God, he's just eating ramen noodles, oh my goodness, let's give him more money. But the father said, yes, it's bothering me too, but we have to teach him this.
So this is a very big difference between a mother and a father.
Yeah.
I mean, the next example that he's given about a boy who basically they moved. He's in school. He's in school, and he comes home and he says that my teacher doesn't like me. And the mom is like very affectionate, and she's trying to talk to him very with empathy and why what's going on. She listens to him and all that, and then she says, okay, there are 2 sections in your level, let's try to move you to the other teacher.
Oh.
So that is the mom's solution.
Yeah, because she doesn't want the
child.
Yeah.
Because he says no matter what I do, she doesn't like me.
Oh my God.
The
mom
father
wants
is
him.
not agreeing, but on the dinner table he doesn't say anything. But then the next morning on the breakfast table, the father starts asking him questions. Okay, what is it that did you do something? Then he starts inquiring, and the boy starts saying, yeah, I used to talk to Robbie. I used to pass chits to Robbie.
Okay.
So she moved me away from my best friend.
Oh.
Then she called on me in front of the class. So she doesn't like me. She hates me. So he found out all those. Then the mom did not agree with dealing and going and confessing with the teacher and all that, but the dad's approach was completely different.
Yeah, so mom was like, okay, the teacher doesn't like you, but she didn't ask, what did you do?
Yeah. And also, I mean, even if she asked, I think she was more about my son is so sad.
Yeah.
Right now he's going through so much. She was more protective.
Oh yeah.
Father was more about making him strong.
Exactly. And often if you look at that,
deal with the situation.
exactly. And I think both of these things are needed.
Yeah.
You need this, how we say the plants need the sunlight and the rain and the shade. I think that's the kind of a thing.
Yeah.
If you're always just babying them, then they will not face anything in life.
Right.
So that
It's such a wonderful story, Amna. Then they meet the teacher, and then the teacher shows him his what the flaws that he has done, the wrong things that he has done. Then he somehow he starts saying, okay, now she likes me.
Now he understands, oh, my side is being exposed too.
I think she likes me a little. Because she tells him that you're welcome, I invite you to stay in my class, but you're welcome to go to the other class as well. But if you do these things right, then you will not be punished or anything.
I think this is a good story because father put the responsibility on him. That, you are responsible for this action, and if you change, so
I thought this was...
Because often if you look at...
I think it goes on in every
household. And maybe if he hadn't done that, maybe the child will now say about the next teacher too. Yeah. She doesn't like me.
They become quitters, Amna.
Yeah,
the
become
kids
quitters.
Quitters.
True,
he's
true.
mean to me, quit. Don't face the situation.
Yeah.
Run away.
Run away. True, true.
Like find another option.
They become people of feeling, like, everything is right as long as I feel it right. And no, no confrontations, no.
I actually saw myself in that mom. Am I like that? I remember you, Amna, actually, you had once told me that when your son crumbled the homework or something, you made him... You made him get yelled at.
Yes, because we went and the teacher showed us that all his homeworks are crumbled up under his table, and some of them are teared up into pieces. So what we did was we gave him all that, and we gave him a big roll of tape, and we told him put everything together.
Wow.
And then finish it.
So embarrassing for him. Poor thing. Yeah. So I think as mothers we have to be strict like that.
Exactly.
But dads are not like that. Dads are more...
and that's needed.
Yeah. So then, Amna, the next, it goes into Match.com. Father warrior meets the have-it-all women. Women often feel it is unfair that men can have it all: a powerful career, a great marriage, and well-raised children. But they can't.
Yeah.
Because for mothers, usually they just end up raising the children. They
Exactly.
don't have a powerful
Along
career.
with their career. Because, yes, you can have a career, but you also have to take care of the home.
Right.
That kind of a thing, yeah.
So this one is basically talking about if a woman works and all, then she is called out for neglecting her children.
Exactly.
But the man is not.
Yeah, you know what, dear viewers, somebody sent me this picture. I don't know where was it, but it was like that, if the dad, takes out the children, then he's a cool dad. But if the mom is taking the children, she's a mom. She's not called a cool mom.
These statistics really surprised me about, how it's known. This was something very new to me. It's known that men are paid more compared to women.
Oh yes, this is a very the glass ceiling kind of a thing, yeah.
But here he proves it wrong. He says in this,
the single women who are not married or anything, they make more money.
They make more money.
Exactly.
He says there's no difference between man and woman getting paid.
It's between
between mother and father getting
exactly paid. True, because once it is like this woman has responsibilities at home, or she's expecting a child, then her chances go down.
Yeah. They are anyway taking many days off compared to the fathers. They're always missing work, not able to keep up with work because they have so many more responsibilities.
Exactly,
Yeah.
What about a young lady who just graduated and now she finds a job, she gets married. Of course, now she's going to have a baby. Of course, she's going to take months off.
Yeah.
And
it was very eye-opening for me to read this. So basically, he says that the full reality has many layers, which is why it took a book to unravel.
Yeah.
But here's the first clue. The male-female pay gap is not a gap between men and women.
Yeah.
It is a gap between moms and dads.
That's why Afrin, they say, because he says that America is the society that we have now is kind of crushing the motherhood. Motherhood is kind of looked down upon. Motherhood is kind of like you are reducing your opportunities in life. You are reducing your social mobility because these children are going to be blocks in your path.
Right.
Yeah, they're going to block you.
Right. Or more precisely, between men and women's work-life decisions when they become moms and dads.
Yeah, exactly.
More on that in a minute. This is the second clue. Women who have never been married and never had children earn 117% what their male counterparts do.
Exactly. I would believe that, for sure.
They're making so much more than men.
Men, yeah. Because I think even if you look at women are, in terms of when they work, they really want to focus and they really want to work hard and they're very responsible in that term. So, and I can totally believe, unless one thing, that if she has kids at home, then she will compromise. She says, no, I need to go home early and all of that. Yeah.
So some elaboration for why men earn more. I calculated the impact of 25 differences in the typical work-life decisions of men and women, each of which leads to men receiving higher pay, but to women experiencing more balanced, flexible, and fulfilling lives.
Exactly.
For example, women in general are much less likely to take hazardous jobs or dirty jobs at bad hours, jobs with less fulfillment like engineering or over librarian, dirty jobs at bad hours. Then
usually, Afrin, what do we see with this work of construction? Usually, very rarely you see women.
Exactly.
And even if you see them, they are usually the ones driving those big trucks or this heavy machinery. But really, the nitty-gritty where you get into that, rarely you see a woman.
You don't see women. Exactly.
Yeah.
Then surgeons over general practitioners.
Yeah.
Women are usually general practitioners. Then, of course, a surgeon makes more. So now it makes sense why the statistics show that men are overall, when you just look from the top and not get into the detail, you see men are making more.
Exactly.
But see what men are, the kind of work that men
they're
are
also
doing.
losing work-life balance.
Right.
They are spending more time at work. and and the women, they have a better work-life balance too.
And also feels like high financial risks, like venture capitalist over teacher. So women will choose the job of a teacher compared to venture capitalist.
It's safer, exactly.
They make so much
Or you can
more.
say more women will choose teacher, lesser will choose.
Yes, absolutely, Amna. So then
Afrin, but look at that. Even when we think about, I don't know, viewers, you might call us traditional or something, but even when we talk about our girls or we talk to them, in the back of the mind, yes, our girls are, we are all pushing them into med schools and whatever, or pharmacy schools and all these STEM programs, us included. But the thing is that we do think about this. We do tell them, dear, choose that kind of a specialty that will give you a better work-life balance. We tell our daughters that. Yes. But I don't think we tell our sons that.
No.
Right?
No, work harder.
Yeah.
Push yourself.
But with the daughter, we'll say, choose a specialty, or maybe choose that line yes, that, if a daughter wants to become a surgeon, we will worry, what is going to happen to her work-life balance, right?
I'll never forget about this. I have even heard so many women talk about hips.
Hips?
They say that don't do it for a girl. She won't be able to keep it up.
Yes.
I'm like,
why?
Are you kidding me? I think a girl can keep it more because if she's at home with the children,
and if she has a better work life,
she can pick up and anytime read.
Exactly.
The boy, on the other hand, will have to go to work. His life is so much more busier.
No, but the mindset is this, Afrin, with the Hafiz man, he will get these responsibilities of leading the salah and all of that.
Yeah,
so that will push him to, keep it. Even that's not the case. No. We don't do the hifz of the Quran so that we can lead the salah.
Exactly.
There is no compulsory. You can say anything in Islam that says, only the Hafiz can lead.
Yeah.
Anyone can lead, but we kind of think because men will get this opportunity, this is why their hifz is going to be more valuable.
I've heard mothers say, why are you making your daughter do hifz? She will not maintain it.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
We are all humans and we should be reading Quran every single day.
We should look at the wives of the Prophet ﷺ. Yeah. I don't know why
because they'll have children, this, that. I was like, wow.
I think a mother putting her child to sleep can recite the Quran if she's a Hafiz. I wish I could do that.
I know.
Yeah.
You're still alive. Then, he gives a few things here where he says why men earn more, the startling truth behind the pay gap, and what women can do about it may be most helpful. Among the 25 pivotal decisions that determine high pay, when women and men make the same decisions, women earn slightly more than their male counterparts.
Wow.
Career-focused women are promoted more quickly to executive levels in large companies than their career-focused male counterparts.
That's true. That's true right now, because especially with the current environment of feminism, and it looks like that you're progressive because you have a woman who is leading. This is so true. But those positions are very less, Afri. How many positions of leadership of these are there? But it's true, especially the progressive kind of institutions love doing that.
These were some very eye-opening things for me, like because of these kind of feminist women, how they portray themselves as being subdued and not, we don't get this, we men get this, but women don't get this. But statistics show something else. Yeah,
now the situation is changing. Feminism had a need. There was a history. There were things going on. This had to be done. But now it has taken many forms, and some of them are not just. I would say they're not balanced. Yeah.
So I'm now continuing with this. Then dads were user-friendly for companies because they could most easily be used. But will companies hire your son as father warrior? That is the question.
Yeah, that if there is a father like that who has more responsibility at home, I think they would still. I think they would still. I think
Traditionally, companies knew that the more children a dad had, the more he would feel the need to work extra hours.
Oh, wow. That's very
With extra responsibilities to earn extra income.
Oh, wow. So if someone has more children as a father,
Yeah.
he's more
Even
favorable?
if he is a father warrior, of course, he's so concerned about his children, really invested in his children, the companies will, in fact, hire him even faster, and they want him because they know that he's involved in the family, so now he's going to work harder.
Oh,
Because he
wow.
wants to.
Okay. And the same thing, if a woman puts, I have this many children, it will be like, oh my God, she has so much responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so true.
So it says that traditionally companies knew that more children a dad had, the more he would feel the need to work extra hours with extra responsibilities to earn extra income. So companies did not develop family leave policies. They developed leave the family policies.
Oh, we like the overtime and this kind of
It's sad.
leave the family policy. That's actually a good one.
So dads were user friendly for companies because they could most easily be used.
And dear viewers, you will agree with us that this culture has been there, and I think a part of the present crises of boys is because of that. Dads are so busy. I like this term, leave the family policy. It has contributed because often how many times we hear this complaint.
Yeah.
Like, the father is not involved in kids' life. Yes, they have provided, even the Imam Sahib was talking about this last time, that, sometimes when he talks about these complaints to the male, men congregation, they get the same thing, that, we have provided the roof, the food on the table, we have done our job. And that is taking a toll on this.
Right.
Yeah.
And it says that adding to the women's movement's push for flexible work schedules and the fear of losing female employees when they become mothers, companies are also now facing 49% of full-time working dads saying they would prefer to full-time with their children.
Wow.
49% of
49%.
them. They don't.
Wow.
They want to stay at home.
But have flexibility.
Yes.
It's kind of good too.
Yeah.
Maybe it sounds like, like that, as much work as they do is good.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know if the world works like that though.
Yeah.
So going to the next chapter, discrimination against dads. DAD. Dad. Then acronym is dad, and he says discrimination.
I like
against
this
dad.
chapter. Yes.
So it shows the ad where it says, it doesn't feel right when I see them together.
This was so sad.
Yeah.
Honestly.
A
But
father
this
and a
is
son.
but this is a very Western thing, because even the countries that we have come from, in those countries, I know in India there is a big culture that men hold hands with each other when they're friends. And even in the countries, even in Middle Eastern countries, when they meet each other, they kiss each other on the shoulders and on the cheek. But in US, that is looked at in a very weird manner. Right?
Yeah, very weird, yeah.
So this chapter was also like, I was like, what? Are you going to discriminate because of this? Father holding his son's hand?
Yeah.
What's so weird about this? But
Yeah. Amna, I've seen some fathers when the son, little kid, like maybe 4 or 5 year old, goes and hugs the father or says, I love you, dad, or something. They're like, why are you being such a girl?
really?
I've
no,
heard
but
the
that was a
dad say
different
that.
thing though. That's a different thing. This is what he's talking about, is because the society has become so hyper-sexualized. Even these kinds of relationships, like, father holding the hand, is seen in a very like this manner, which is completely, sickening, honestly. Yeah.
It was, this chapter was very weird for me, like in a way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Covering. So now Amna.
So I think we have to come to one of the last points over here, because we are almost out of time over here. Yeah. So one of the last thing we wanted to talk about.
So Amna, this paragraph here, this feminist political position fed the professional bias against dads, and along with court battles feeding the lucrative family court system, led to a universal feeling among divorced dads worldwide that a mom has a right to children and a dad has to fight for children.
Exactly. This is so true. This is really true. because this is what we have seen, that, you know, in case of a divorce, a woman is favored.
Yes.
And
the children are always somehow given to the mother. The whole week she keeps. The dad only gets.
And he gets lesser time.
Right.
Yeah, but, you know, we are looking at it from a feminism and all of that perspective. And maybe, you know, there was a need for that, but we are not looking at it from the children's perspective. That's, I think, is trying to say that we are looking at it from this perspective, men and women, but we are not, you know, considering, you know, what the kids are going through.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you want to end with
yes,
this note?
I think, yeah. So, dear viewers, this was our discussion for today, that how we have created these kinds of social ideals which are just a construction, and how, you know, we think in these terms and stigmatize the situations otherwise, but not thinking that, you know, what is better for the children. If one parent is more busy, it can be a mother, and if father makes up for that, there is nothing wrong with it. I personally don't think so. And, you know, if these roles can be, because, you know, the times are changing, and with the changing times, if we can show a little bit more flexibility, I think it's good for the kids, right? So that's the discussion that we wanted to bring to you today. I hope and I pray that this was useful. I hope and I pray that it's making you or pushing you to think in different directions. Inshallah, we'll see you all next Monday. Wa akhiru da'wana walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala rasulihil kareem wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in bi rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin.
قد أفلح المؤمنون الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون والذين هم عن اللغو معرضون والذين هم للزكاة فاعلون والذين هم لفروجهم حافظون إلا على أزواجهم أو ما ملكت أيمانهم فإنهم غير ملومين